May 26, 1990 started out as a typical day for the Warren family, living on this quiet street in Wellington, Florida, an equestrian community just north of Miami.
It was just a regular morning. You know, we were planning the day and eating breakfast.
Joe Ahrens was 21 at the time. He'll remember that Saturday for the rest of his life. A clown carrying balloons and flowers showed up at their door. Joe's mom, Marlene, answered the door and thought it was a nice gift, saying, "Oh, how nice." The clown dropped the balloons and flowers and fatally shot Marlene twice in the face.
I was at a loss. I felt my heart, my soul just get ripped out of my body. And it was a tragic thing.
Ahrens heard the gunfire and ran to find his mother in a pool of blood. He saw the clown walk away and disappear into a white Chrysler LeBaron. He had no clue who the killer was, and neither did the police.
Investigators found the Chrysler LeBaron in a Winn-Dixie parking lot about 5 miles away from where the murder occurred. And inside, they found a number of hairs. Some of them looked to be orange-yellow, like they would have come from an acrylic wig. Apparently, the DNA process at the time wasn't up to the task of identifying exactly what was in those fibers, and hair samples, too.
The case would go cold for decades. Then, finally, after 27 years, a break, new DNA testing led authorities to Sheila Warren.
Testing has evolved over time, and there were apparently some pieces of evidence that they wanted to re-examine, and they sent it to an FBI lab. And it's unclear which part of that led to the arrest, but something stuck. And that's how they were able to make the arrest.
In 2017, Sheila Warren was arrested and charged with first-degree murder for the death of Marlene Warren.
She took my life out of selfishness and greed. My mom was an angel. You know, she was good to everyone. She was honest. Anyone that knew her knew she had a big heart.
Authorities suspected that Sheila was having an affair with Marlene's husband, Michael. Michael and Sheila eventually married in 2002 and were living together at the time of her arrest. There were many twists in the trail that led investigators to Sheila Warren, one of them a deathbed confession. After her arrest, a man by the name of John Moran Jr. told detectives what he knew about the case, saying his dying father shared a secret with him back in 1996, that evidence allegedly related to Marlene's murder was hidden in a car underwater.
My father told me everything that happened before he died. I knew where the car was, I knew who planned it, I knew where the gun was at.
John Moran Sr. worked with Marlene's husband, Michael Warren. Warren was questioned, but never charged in his wife's murder. He was a used car dealer who was later arrested on charges of grand theft, odometer tampering, and racketeering. Moran told his son before he died that Warren may have had something to do with his wife's death.
On his deathbed, he told me that car would get me anything I ever wanted for Mike Warren.
Moran Jr. told detectives that Michael Warren tried to bribe him. His father had told him where he could find the getaway car and all of the evidence they were looking for. Moran Jr. led police to a Palm Beach canal where he says his father had dumped the evidence. However, investigators did not find what they were looking for, a clown costume or the murder weapon. Without that evidence, police can't make a case against Sheila Warren, says her lawyer, Richard Lubin.
I do know enough about this case, not from the discovery process, but from my knowledge of the case, that she's innocent.
But Joe Ahrens says he's always had a hunch about the killer and believes the right person is on trial.
I remember one of the detectives, Williams, told me, Joe, we're going to find out who did this no matter what, even if it takes 25 years. And that's what I held on to.
Again, that was Court TV anchor Ted Rowlands reporting. We just learned a short time ago that this trial that was set to start on October 21st has been continued once again. Both sides are set to be back in court on October 20th for sanctions against prosecutors for, quote, willful discovery violations. They're the ones we understand who are requesting a continuance, or perhaps requested this continuance we just saw that was approved by the court. No new trial date has set. We just know that that October 21st date is no longer a go. Coincidentally, our guest on the program today is the state attorney in Palm Beach County, Florida. Dave Ehrenberg is with us. And Dave, we certainly understand that you may not be able to talk about this case like you can talk about other cases and give analysis like you routinely do, but sharing what you can share. Was this a defense requested postponement today?
Yes, Julie. So when law enforcement discovered some potential information, they turned it over to us and we sent it to the defense, and now the defense has asked for another postponement, and the judge is going to grant it, and you see that they're going to try to get sanctions. That's ridiculous, but I'm very limited to what we can say. It is disappointing that the case won't go on Friday. It's been 5 years in the making, but look, when you have new discovery that comes out, it understandably gives the defense the ability to get another postponement, and so that's all I really could say about it. But as far as sanctions, that's just ridiculous.
Sure. Well, and there is no need for any sanctions. If something is just discovered and then it's turned over, there's nothing improper about that. We both know that oftentimes, think about how many cases you're in the middle of something and you just learn of something new because somebody comes forward. Law enforcement learn of something maybe through another case, another witness. But if you turn it over after you receive it, and however promptly that may be. I know that judges don't like frivolous motions. I know that. So if this is something that is intended just to cause a delay, and I don't know this defense team, but I can't imagine the court would have much tolerance for that, Dave. Tell me, as far as, I know this is an old case. The victim's family, are they working with any victims advocates in your office? Is that something you can share with us?
Well, our office has worked with and talked with the victim's family and other witnesses out there. So that's about all I could say about it. Just a couple things. I thought Ted Rowland's report was excellent in how it showed the information about the case. One thing is that Wellington, the community, is not really that close to Miami. It's close to West Palm Beach. It's about 20 minutes west. It's due west of West Palm Beach. Used to be a quiet community. It's grown a lot since this occurred. It's a horse community. It's an equestrian community out there. So you don't have a lot of just people just dropping by, grifters from, outside just happen to stop by Wellington. You have to pretty much know where you're going to get to Wellington, especially back then when it was a sleepy equestrian town. It's it's a circumstantial case, but most cases are circumstantial. And obviously, if we didn't have enough evidence to give us a good faith belief that we would get a conviction beyond a reasonable doubt, then we would not have filed charges, because it's always a challenge to file charges in a cold case. Memories fade, witnesses die, but we're moving forward with this, and we believe that she, the defendant, Ms. Marlene Warren, is the killer.
Dave Ehrenberg, thank you so much for sharing as much as you could today. And when we saw the news of the postponement, we all were thinking this was not your office that wasn't ready to go. We know you've been ready to go on this one for a long time. So hopefully we'll get the new trial date on the calendar soon and can report that. If your office learns that, certainly I know that that will be public, and we'll report it at the time that's appropriate.